All right, all right. Good evening, everyone. Ali Safi here, Safi Financial Network, August 7, 2025. All right, S&P 500, we have nice bullish consolidation here, but today we just got the doji bar. So this is pretty interesting because I think that market is kind of like a poised for a corrective move within this downtrend, and this downtrend is started. So I may be wrong for this top. Potentially, we're going to see another kind of like a barely higher high or new all-time high, but that would be a huge divergence between these two highs and still getting back to the downside. So cycle-wise, I would say I'm still in that camp that we are due for a correction, and this correction can lead us to 5,900 to 6,000 S&P 500, kind of like a give us a 5 to 10% correction, which is going to be very healthy correction. And I'm going to take it as a good buying opportunity. So if you go to 4 hour chart, for example, you see that some market just nicely ABC up with today down tick and kind of like a flat today close, and just the last 4 hours candle we got positive, which is kind of like a finding support here. But all in all, I should say market S&P 500 can go down all the way to this area, which is going to be above 6,000 for a short-term period. So that would be kind of like a very neat and very, very healthy correction to the downside for S&P 500. Moving on to Nasdaq. Nasdaq actually was the only, I would say, index today was positive, ended up positive. We got a nice, pretty classical ABC pattern within this downtick, and I would say this area could react as like a nice institutional level. And why? Because we got into this hidden gap here, and this is kind of like the hidden gap here as well. So we got sell signal here, but this last hour trading actually market just poised up. So we may see some kind of like, again, going back to the downside, and that would be kind of like a confirmation for the sell-off. If we take out this low, this means this is kind of like an ABC correction, and we are continuing to the downside. Anyway, I'm kind of like in that camp that a market still can go down, and that would be kind of like a healthy correction. But a daily chart tells us that we find a support here. We got a rejection here at this top, and we will see how it goes. When we get to individual names, I'm going to tell you exactly what happened today, why market poised up positive, just because of Apple last 2 days and semiconductor and Apple today. So we will get to those ones as well. Dow Jones, just getting back to the downside today, 200 points to the downside. This is a nice QM pattern, and we may go down to 42,700 for a short term. Gold actually getting back to the upside nicely. So bullish consolidation triggered today to the upside. We need to take out this high, which is 34.50, and that kind of like give us a nice green light to a new all-time high above a 3600, which is going to be 3650, 3700. That would be the scenario that I'm looking at for gold. At the same time here, silver, we find a support here or bottom here. You see that stochastic even give us a nice bull reversal rally to the upside, and after that we got nice scenario to the upside. Also, this is a nice consolidation. We find support here. So gold needs to take out $40 per ounce. If it take out this $40 per ounce, it's going to reach out to $42 to $44, which is going to be my target for year end. So we'll see how it goes, but keep an eye on this. Even MACD is kind of like getting back to the positive momentum. This means the continuation of this rally is kind of like a very feasible scenario if we take out this $40 per ounce. So we'll see how it goes. Crude just kind of like confused, but going down, especially last 2 days, getting back to the downside due to some kind of like a good news. Still, this is on the news. This is not the reality for Ukraine and Russia. Potentially, they're going to come up with some kind of like a compromise peace, or I should say compromise ceasefire. As President Trump just put some conditions there that President Putin needs to talk to Zelensky first, and then they're going to be a session or meeting between three of them. So we will see how it goes. That's going to impact the crude price significantly, because that can lead the crude price all the way down to here to 51 to 53 if we take out this $60. So remember, we take out this. So already price action tells us that this is triggered to the downside and it can go lower to $50, which is going to give us a perfect bottom information or buying opportunity for energy names. So we'll see how it goes. Moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin, a great move today, especially when we see this bull flag here, and we kind of like need to keep an eye on this. 120. So if we take out this, if this one triggers to the upside and take out 120K, then Bitcoin can go to new all-time high. It doesn't give me any buying opportunity here. I'm just waiting for this. I will wait for this level if it gives me any opportunity. Ethereum, actually, this is QM pattern, but this QM pattern is about to fail, and you can't just take out this high. If it takes out this high, that would be kind of like the failure pattern, and this pattern can go all the way up to double top or even the all-time high, which is this area that I have here. So 4,600 to 4,700. All in all, Ethereum actually is forming better than Bitcoin if you want to invest in. Bitcoin pattern is good. Ethereum is better. That's what I'm saying. Bond yield, just forming small bullish consolidation after this significant drop. Still, it can go ABC up to here to 3.80, but after that, it can go lower down to some kind of like a 3.4%. TLT bond just forming higher and then getting back down today. Still consolidating. Short-term resistance 87, 88. If we take out this 89, 90, that kind of like giving us a green way all the way to 93 to 94. So we will see how it goes. I'm just looking for that one. Potentially rate cut is coming in September, or bond yield can just move ahead of that one. Dixie getting back to the downside. Steel dollar is getting weaker and weaker. VIX kind of like forming a doji bar. As I said before, VIX is poising off for another rally, potentially spike to 27 to 29. Keep an eye on that one, especially when the stock market is kind of like a shaky, fragile, getting to the top. Apple, this is one of the most important stock last 2 days, helped Nasdaq. Without Apple, market would be in bloodbath. So take it and just leave it as is. Apple breaking through above this trend line here. This is very, very important. Historically, when I just post feed on X and also my Telegram channel as well. This is usually a green signal for Apple. Historically, when we see something like this, Apple leads to new all-time high. But all in all, I should say this is kind of like the time that I'm kind of like a suspicious. Apple doesn't mean that it's kind of like a fail, but I would say even if it goes higher, it's not going to be straight all the way up to new all-time high. We may see up and down due to the market condition. So one stock potentially, it happens before, one stock goes higher while the other names are going down, and that's how market maker just to play around with indexes. But I would say this time could be different. So we'll see how it goes. Amazon, just a positive day. After yesterday's surge, 4%. Today we got rejection as well on the top, 225. So keep an eye on this. This could be just a dead cat bounce within this drop and still looking for 200, 196. Meta forming kind of like a consolidation, but seems like this pattern is about to fail. I'm looking for 640 to 656. Microsoft, this is already going down. After this breakout, we didn't backtest this area. So 467 could be a very nice spot for Microsoft. So if you want to invest in, make sure keep an eye on this. If it comes to this level, I'm gonna be buyer. I still have Microsoft. I didn't kind of like I just scaled down a bit, waiting for correction, but that was just a bit. Nothing crazy. So still waiting for this pullback to this area for a nice bottom information, great buying opportunity. Google, it's kind of like a consolidating here. It didn't get to new all-time high. Lots of names, big techies are getting new all-time high. Netflix is still consolidating, I would say. 1040 is coming down the road. Tesla getting back to the upside. Final hour, I wish last hour of the trading session today, Tesla just got positive, still within this range. So if we take out this 340, it can go all the way up to 380, 400. Just keep an eye on that one. SMS Semiconductor Index spike up today. AMD just had a nice move to the upside. Taiwan Semiconductor. But look at the price action. Intraday price action, sellers actually have a upper hand. Why? Because market just jump up and then sellers just push the price down. Closed positive, but intraday action was negative. So that tells us something. Stocks, the same pattern here. NVIDIA, the same here. So we got pop, new all-time high, nominal new all-time high, but sellers just took control immediately going down. I would say 150, it could be a great scenario for buyers, especially when we see something like this. So this is the institutional level, and this goes all the way to this area. So just to keep it short here, 147, 154 could be great buying opportunity for those ones who missed this rally, but who want to get back to this. By end of this month, we have earning for NVIDIA, so we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it's going to come up with a good earning, but how market is going to react, that's a question mark. AMD, after yesterday's plunge, today just got back up nicely. Sellers took control last hour of trading session. So this is the area that AMD had nice institutional level here. You see this wide range bar here. Here's the pivot going down. So I would say still AMD can have like a choppy around here, 135 to 150. So that's the level that I'm looking at, $15 range. That would be kind of like a good bottoming formation for AMD. Taiwan Semiconductor, this area. This is the area that I'm looking at today. We just got up and getting back to the upside, but sellers to control. Three kind of like candles here. You see that red candles? This means sellers are taking control. Any 243 to 250 sellers to control and smash the price to the downside. Texas Instrument going down after gapped up, going down. I believe Texas could be very, very sexy around 160. So let's see how it goes. Lam Research gapped up today, but this is my area, 80 to 86. That would be kind of like in my buy area. Full disclosure, we had this since this rally. We sold off our positions here, myself and subscribers. So we clean our hands with Lam Research, but waiting for a pullback to get here. XLF, which is financial. Look at this beautiful head and shoulder here. You see that? So this is kind of like the scenario that we see. And if it triggers to downside, 51 needs to take out. Then it can go sharply going down to 49. So we'll see how it goes with financials. I would say they can have like a negative days. A KBE, the same pattern, just going down. KRE, the same. It's just forming a nice H pattern. This means a 55 is coming down the road. JP Morgan, head and shoulder is forming. If it take out 281, keep an eye on 260. Goldman Sachs, the same here. At the beginning of this sell-off, keep an eye on 690 because below is going to be free fall all the way to 620. Bank of America already triggered this one. This one can go lower. There are lots of gaps here, but I would say the best one is here, which is 41 to $42 for Bank of America. Wells Fargo, the same here. It can go all the way down to 51. I would say this is a nice institution level 69 here. Gold miners, it's just going up, doji bar, parabolic move due for correction. So gold miners are doing very, very well. I would say just a minor pullback could be a great buying opportunity. GDXJ, the same here. It just triggered nicely this bull flag here. AEM nicely getting back to the upside. As I said, AEM started its correction, but Newmont strongly hiking higher here. So Newmont is a good chart. It was hated before. You can't imagine. I got Newmont around here. We sold here, and then getting back here, sold here, and now we are off Newmont. And Newmont is just getting back to the upside. Perfectly scenario is going to be new all-time high. So we'll see how it goes. XLE, which is Energy Spider, just forming a kind of like a wedge, but momentum is not good just because everyone's waiting for a Russia-Ukraine negotiation. If crude is going down, these companies are going to just hit as well. So we will see how it goes. Exxon, the same here. Already started to downside 105. And Chevron, it's just chopping around here, 153. But it can't go lower to 146. or even move 40 if it hits bad. So we'll see how it goes. All right, folks, I believe I covered everything. If you like this video, please smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and have a good one. See you on the chart. Bye-bye.